Hello everyone, welcome back. Another episode of All Outdoor. I'm your host Kevin. I'm out here on a little day hike with the dogs, just following this meandering creek. Goes down there, and anyway, while I'm out here, let's take a few minutes to talk about how not to get lost while hiking. Some of y'all might be saying, well Kevin, why should we listen to you? Well guys and gals, I've been hiking these woods here in Southeast Texas for about 25 years. My mentor, one person I owe a great deal of gratitude, was in the 82nd Airborne from the late 1980s into the early 1990s. And he taught me a lot of the basics of navigation. And I have a great deal of gratitude for him. Another thing is, I'm a merchant mariner. And so I've got experience with navigation on tugboats. And, but like I said, I took that experience that my buddy taught me. And dogs out there playing. And I combined it with 25 years experience. Let's take a few minutes to talk about how not to get lost. All right, one thing is I don't meander. Let's see if we can find a piece of sand here that we can talk about. All right, so one thing is, guys, y'all interrupted my video. Go play, go play, go play. All right, so let's say Bob pulls over some national forest. We've got a highway running here. And Bob gets out, parks his truck. Bob decides, well, I'm just going to go on a little day hike. Bob does not take a compass, does not take a compass reading, nothing before he heads out. So then Bob comes along and he meanders around and just meanders and meanders. This is nice flat territory, no hills or mountains or anything. By the time Bob, 3 or 4 hours later, Bob is over here and has no idea where his truck is. He didn't think about the position of the sun. He did not take a compass with him. Did not take a cell phone. Let's just eliminate cell phone altogether. Let's just say there's no cell service. Bob doesn't even have a phone. Okay, Bob doesn't even have a cell phone. So now Bob's out here, has no idea where he's at, and he needs to be here. Well, one of the first things Bob did wrong was he didn't bring a simple compass with him, just a $10 compass or something. Whenever he got out of the truck, did not pay attention to which way the road was headed, did not know how far down the road went. And so if Bob would have just taken a time to look at the sun and said, okay, well, the sun's here, sun's over here, and it's moving across, so I know that direction's south, I'm heading north. I get up here and get lost, all I have to do is just walk south, and I know where, just follow the sun. And so then I know the road is eventually down here, and I'll hit that road and come back. Simple enough. Another thing Bob could have done was not meander. Have an idea of where he's going, get a topographical map. Saying, okay, well, there's a creek over here that I want to go to. Gets out, takes a compass reading, knows it's 270 degrees to that creek. And then from there, we're going to turn 0 degrees and head north for a little while, and then we formed a right triangle, and then all we have to do is just go back this direction, and there we go. So there's a couple of little tips right there. All right, here's another tip. It's covering basic navigational skills. Let's say somebody lives in a neighborhood. They've got all these roads going down through the neighborhood in their house, and then they've got a road going there and a road going, oh, we made a tic-tac-toe board. Anyway, you got your house here. Take that compass, walk down that road, go over here, and then set your compass to go back to your house. And you can see, hopefully you'll be able to see your house through the neighborhood, and then practice doing that. And then go over here, shoot an azimuth to your house, go over here, shoot an azimuth to your house, go down here, shoot an azimuth to your house. Then you can learn basic navigational skills without ever setting foot in the wilderness. And it's like a high school. A lot of high schools have a, wipe that slate again, a lot of high schools may have a track, and then the high school will be over here, and a lot of high schools, so you park out here, and that track is open to the public. Go out there and go walking in the evening. Not all high schools, not all schools do that, but a lot do. You just go out there and people go walking on the track, get some exercise. Well, go out there on that track. Football goal out here. Start here, shoot an azimuth to the football goal. Walk around here, shoot an azimuth to the football goal. Go up here, shoot an azimuth to the football goal. In the middle of the field, right there in the middle of the field. And then you shoot an azimuth to the middle of the field, middle of the field, middle of the field, and you can use that, learn to set that compass and read your bearings without ever setting foot into the wilderness or off the hiking trail or anything. Oh, Bubba, they're probably looking. There's Buster. There's Buster. Anyway, so let's start. One thing is just to learn your basic navigational skills before you ever set off in the woods. And then whenever you do set off in the woods, remember what direction you're going. Keep track of it. And then there's another one. Another tip is that some people count their paces. I don't count my paces. I keep time. I keep time. All right, so I know that I travel on flat terrain. That I travel X amount of distance in a certain amount of time. And whenever I go out on a serious hiking trip, day-long hiking trip, I'll wear a wristwatch. And I'll keep track of that time, and I know that whenever you throw hills into it, the time greatly reduces, going over those hills, going around the hills. And that your time is like, okay, well, I know on a flat terrain that I can average up to 2 miles per hour on flat terrain. So whenever I'm starting here, and then I go, say, for an hour, nice flat terrain, no brush, like all this brush here. Let's just take these creeks out, and I'm just able to walk through here. I know that I can average a certain amount of distance in an hour. If I have to bust the brush, if I have to go through dense underbrush, that can slow down to 1 mile per hour. So I'll look at my watch. It says, okay, I know I've gone a mile. No, I've gone a mile and a half. I've gone 2 miles. I need to take out my topographical map, get a position fix. Need to get my compass out, get my GPS out, say that, okay, well, I should be here. I'm here. Quarter mile off my distance, and then I can reset my compass, and then I know that I should be able to get back on my point, on my path over here after, say, a mile or so, half a mile. Then I watch the time. It's like, okay, 45 minutes later or so, I'll take out my topographical map. Okay, well, I'm back on route. I'm going to set my compass back to its original heading and then continue on. So that's another tip. Just check your path while you're on the trail. Take out your topographical map at a certain amount of time that you know that you travel, and then get your position fix, adjust your compass if you've gotten off path, and then stay on course. So let's review. Practice before you ever head out in the woods. Take a compass reading before you start out. Don't meander, la 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 la. And then say, okay, well, which way do I need to go? Well, I know that I headed east, so I need to head west back to the road. Have an idea of where the roads are. So like I said, let's say this road runs for 20 miles in one direction, and you stop here. You walk in here and you get kind of lost, and it's like, okay, well, I know that if I head west, I will eventually hit that road. Or if I know that road curves around, then I feel that I've come over here and I'm closer to up here, then come up here and hit that road, and then come on back around and walk in straight lines. Don't meander. Keep an eye on your position. Get your topographical map. Get a position fix every once in a while. Stop, look at your map, take a rest break, rehydrate, get you some water. And that's some of the tips that I do, guys. That's just some of the stuff that I do while I'm out here hiking with the dogs. Oh, man. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed the video. I know it's been kind of long and boring, but I'm going to add a link underneath the video to the article on All Outdoor. And y'all be able to go, and I'll break it down in real detail there in the article. And I will talk to y'all later.